What's up, family? So I wanted to have a conversation with you guys, and I know a lot of people be like, man, how he able to blog? What about the people around looking? How you think they feel with all these people looking and you just walking around with a camera? And I'm going to my little spot, you know what I'm saying, my little organic spot. It's called Mom's Organic. I love this place. I actually love shopping here because it got a lot of healthy organic things. And my son being autistic, I learned from him. And he's very valuable in my life just as much as I'm valuable in his life, and we always pushing each other, right? Your kid can teach you something, it doesn't matter if he's autistic, and they're very smart and got a beautiful way of thinking. And the reality is, family, that you can learn from your kids just as much as you teach them. You know, me growing up, I was always used to my mom telling me things, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, you don't know nothing. And the reality is, kids know a lot just as much as parents and adults do. And people be like, how you able to blog? Man, I can't do it. You in a store, people looking around. And the problem is a lot of people is basically living in the parameters of other people's vision. And you're putting yourself in a box by limiting yourself. Because at the end of the day, all I look at it is when I have a plan, when I have a vision, a lot of people try to have a business plan. They try to say, oh, I got to find the right people. I got to find the right people. I got to figure out who's going to invest in my business and what I got to do. And they have a whole plan and most of the time don't do nothing. And why I say that is because a lot of people move around and they running in place, but they're not doing nothing. And when I have a plan and I have a vision, I like to execute on it. Because at the end of the day, a lot of times, for example, you could discover yourself, right? Or you cannot discover yourself because you're putting yourself in a box. And the thing is, I look at it like faith without works is dead. And I say that because how you expect God to meet you where you at and you don't even know yourself? And the problem is, God can give you the confirmation and the signs to discover yourself. But however, if you're not putting in the work to learn about yourself, what does it matter? You'll miss it. You'll miss the point, you'll miss the signs, and you'll miss what's being taught to you. So what I'm saying is, you just gotta do it. I'm the star of my show. Gotta meet me where I'm at. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna execute on my vision, because if I'm living in the parameters of people, then I'm limiting myself and I can't actually achieve my full potential, what God has for me. And if I have a vision and that could be aligned with the purpose, and the exciting part is you don't know if it's gonna fail. You don't know if it's gonna work. You don't know if it's gonna go good. You don't know if it's gonna go bad. But either way you put it, it's the wisdom that comes from it. It's the knowledge that comes from it, right? The same way I just told you in the beginning. I didn't know nothing about a healthier lifestyle looking for organic chicken breast that I never knew exists. But I also learned that my son, the brain connected to the gut is very important. My son's nonverbal, but I did come through a lot of things of feeding him cheese and giving him milk and dairy. It tend to bind him up. So the microbiome, which is bacteria in simple words, you got good bacteria and bad bacteria. If an autistic child's stomach isn't feeling right in anybody's stomach, they won't pay attention. They won't be able to focus. They won't be able to get the most out of therapies and learn what they need to learn because their stomach isn't feeling good. That's like somebody that don't feel good and they ready to throw up, right? You're not gonna be able to achieve or operate to your fullest potential. But the point I'm making is, you eat good, you feel good. And a lot of people be like, oh, organic is expensive. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. If I keep operating out of parameters of people in yesteryear and they old ways and what they like to do, I can never be the fullest of me and achieving my potential. So my son taught me a lot, because when I fed him good food, he actually thrived. He actually done better. He was actually able to pay attention because he has good bacteria in his gut, right? You have good fats and you have bad fats. You have salmon, which is a good fat, and you have pork, which is a bad fat. So the point I'm making is, just imagine, as I add to my point about learning from my son, just imagine if I stayed to what people thought about me shopping organic, which is my family members, because, you know, I got grandmoms and grandparents from yesteryear who think, oh, we gonna die anyway. Look at it like this. So if you had a certain time where you know when you was gonna die, hypothetically, let's say someone was gonna die and they already knew the date and the time when they was gonna die next week. You're gonna do whatever you wanna do when you're gonna do it. right? You're gonna have a good time. You're gonna live your life. You're gonna be responsible because you still have responsibility. You can't be ignorant, right? And like I said, you can't be ignorant and wanting God to help you discover yourself, but you're not trying to learn from yourself. So if God give you all the signs that you may like basketball, you may like sports, and you keep looking that way, but you never do it because you're worrying about how people gonna look at you if you play soccer, if you play basketball, then you'll never be able to discover that purpose that he's trying to show you aligned with discovering yourself and learning who you are. And you may not like sports as you thought, but at the end of the day, you learned something from that sport. Like discipline, being able to be disciplined and being a top tier athlete and being very operative when it comes to staying committed to something and being consistent to the training, to the working out, to the eating right, like I mentioned with my son, right? So the problem is, if you know you was gonna die, you wouldn't care about what nobody's saying. You wouldn't care about walking around with this camera. I just do it. Execute on the vision. I'm gonna do this YouTube. It's a long-term journey. It's gonna take patience, and I'm just gonna do what's coming to my mind. I'm gonna execute on that vision, because that could be the vision that could change your life and your loved ones. But you're so busy operating in the parameters of people and how they look at me or think of me blogging right now. I don't care. I'm gonna start my show, and God is at the end of the day, as I'm working, he see what I'm working, and I'm working a good thing by inspiring people. He'll put the rest of the pieces together, the right people in my life, the right business mindset, and he'll continue to pour into me as I continue to pour into a good thing. Because God will also, faith without works is dead, so he could give you a tree, but you have the thought, but you never executed on making that tree a chair because you're worrying about people judging you for basically chopping down that tree to make a chair, right? It's that simple. It's the same thing with life. It's the same thing when you operate in the parameters of other people. So you think I'm going to not blog because I'm thinking about what other people doing? But if you knew you was going to die in a certain amount of time, you wouldn't care because you want to live life to the fullest. That's my point, family. I know a lot of people, family members, right, that's sitting here basically operating like my sibling, for example. Some people don't even know what they like, what type of taste they have in clothes, what type of taste they like in food. I got a sibling of mine who basically, my mom still dress her. My mom still dress her in a way. She basically operate in the confines of my mom. She don't know how to dress herself because she never discovered to learn about herself, because she was so busy, she's still so busy focused on the opinion of my mother, while she'll be like, Mom, you like what I wearing? Oh, no, you need to change that. You need to change this. See, I was the problem growing up, because I'd be like, my mom would be like, oh, look at them young boys. Look what they wearing. They wearing leather jackets now. You should get one. That's the style now. I would say, I don't care about the style. I wear a workout shirt. I wear a black tee. I wear whatever I want to wear. The same way I blog wherever I want to blog. I'm the star of my show. I'm the author, and I'm the one that create my book. And God, at the end of the day, will control the purse strings and orchestrate behind me to make sure I'm going the right direction. As long as I have the right mindset, being responsible, not being ignorant, and I'm doing something that's good, right? So, look, I did my own style. I rock what I want to rock. It's nothing more of being authentic. It's cheaper to be yourself than trying to be someone else. And you limit yourself, also destroying yourself in the process, because you can't be who you really want to be. So you got to dumb yourself down for people and lower yourself where you can be actually most likely, and 10 times out of 10, destroying your life because you didn't want to do something because you worried about what everybody think. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Give this video a big thumbs up, and I hope I pour some value in your life. Peace, family.